3.
A grand opening in Canberra for a shadow embassy to rival the official office of Myanmar's military rulers. Members of Myanmar's diaspora coming from across the country to support the National Unity Government, formed after a military coup toppled Aung San Suu Kyi's elected government 18 months ago. Taysar Myint grew up in a rebel camp during the first period of military rule in Myanmar. Like many Burmese Australians, he was distressed by the Tatmadaw returning to power.
There was sleepless nights, and even at work I couldn't function properly because my mind is there, The reason why I'm who I am today is because I have been there back in '88, so I try my hardest to try to get to this point here.
The aim of the Shadow Office to push for further sanctions on the military junta.
I do have regular contact with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trades and also the politicians who are standing together with Myanmar cause.
The location of this diplomatic office is significant too, only around 2 kilometres away from Myanmar's official embassy in Canberra.
Good evening, Mingla Ba.
The government in exile has garnered support from MPs across the political spectrum. The execution of 4 activists and the ongoing detention of Australian economist Sean Turnell still a cause for concern, along with the wider atrocities committed by the regime.
But it's not just Sean Turnell, and I've spoken publicly about the fact that there are over 2,000 people who have been killed, 14,000 political prisoners.
And what's needed now is for the government and the Liberal Party to follow the Greens' lead in recognising the NUG as the legitimate government of Myanmar.
Thank you.
The government's position slightly different.
We are willing and open to engagement with the NUG.
In a further statement to SBS saying the Australian government recognises states, not governments, with all possible steps taken to avoid conferring legitimacy on the regime. Today, National Unity Government representatives attended Parliament, continuing to call out the regime.
The current situation in Myanmar under this brutal military was never going to be better. It's going to be worse.
The official embassy declined SBS's request to comment, but there is now a new base for those pushing for further action. Taisok Husey, SBS World News.